Hello again, viewers, and greetings, fellow space travelers. This is Thorn of Night, and welcome to episode 54 of my bee breeding guide. In this episode, we are going to go try to glow in the dark. That's right. First, we have to walk through the industrious line here onto the rocky branch, and then keep on heading through to the nuclear branch. Ta-da! In this branch, 3 more bees have been added to the mix: the unstable, the nuclear, and the radioactive. These are somewhat fun to work with, and at the end of the line you get some pretty decent output. But first off, let me read this here. They are added by extra bees, and like most of the bees in the Rocky family, you are going to find that they like the normal conditions with few tolerances there. They do work at night, in the rain, and underground, so they have that going for them. But they do all have the unstable effect, and what that does is it damages nearby players. So don't stand too close. It's a little bit worse than the poison effect from the tropical line, so you're going to want to have your apiarist suit on to defray some of that damage. But let's check out the output here. All of them will give you some of this barren comb, which gives you a little bit of the beeswax and honey drops, not much. But the radioactive bee, the end of the line, will give you radioactive comb, some more beeswax and honey drops, but this time uranium ore. And that's used for a bunch of things. Not really going to cover them here, but it's a pretty good little thing. You can actually use the uranium in the mutator block in an alveoli to accelerate the mutation chances of the bees. So that's pretty nice. You can use the bees to make more bee stuff. All right. But let's go take a look at the bees themselves in the nuclear branch, which, by the way, you will see that I have left a bee suit here, and that's not for me. I'm wearing one. This is for you. That way, you can use it. If you decide to download this map, which I will be leaving in a link in the description below, you can use the map to do some experimenting of your own with the bees and explore what I've laid out here, and practice with the bees so you don't have to use your own stock and potentially make a devastating mistake of mixing the wrong bee with another wrong bee and it not do anything. But that'll be in the description below. But let's go ahead and focus on these bees, and that's why we're here. First off is the unstable bee, which requires a rocky bee. Like I said, you can get those from the hive. And it also requires an austere bee from the austere branch. If you do not know how to make that, you can either go watch my austere video, or you can, if you have downloaded this map, hop through the book here and go check it out yourself. But also, I guess I should notice, or I should mention, since you may have noticed, I have numbers by the actual bees' names. What I've done here is basically a leveling system. The hive bees, the ones that start everything, are level 1. And then 5 levels up from that is a level 6 bee. This one is the austere. Basically what that means is it's taken 5 interbreeding steps, at least, to get to the austere bee. And so, since that's a 6, the unstable is a 7, since that's 1 up from that. So that's what that means. But let's look at the bees themselves. I'm going to go ahead and grab the princess here, and let's see how long it took me to breed this thing. Just a few generations, 3, not bad. And just from morbid curiosity, nope, not near a purebred, but that can always be whittled out through additional rebreeding. But let's take a look at the output you can expect from a purebred bee. This is a queen run 1 cycle. First off, just like almost everything else that comes off of the rocky branch, you're only going to be able to expect 1 drone. So it's not good for building the population. You just have to keep rebreeding and rebreeding. But that's alright. Now, you can expect to get 1 or more of the comb out of a breeding set, or out of a queen's life cycle. It's rare to get more than 1 out of theirs because of how low it is, but you can. And the barren comb will give you a stack of beeswax and only about half a stack of the honey drops there. Next up is the nuclear bee, which requires the unstable bee, which you just got over there, and a rusty bee from the rusty branch. Once again, if you don't know how to make that, you can either go watch my rusty video, or you can hop through the book and take a look yourself. Let's take a look here now at the nuclear bee, the princess here. See how long this took me. 13 generations. Ay, ay, ay. But that's alright. Bees do tend to take a little while. It's not quite a purebred, but it's very close. Very close indeed. Shouldn't take too long to get that stabilized. But I'll leave those there for you to look at and experiment with if you wish. Let's look at the output here. Once again, you're going to expect one drone from the bees cycle and a chance at that barren comb, which will, like I said, give you a stack of beeswax, but only about half a stack of honey drops. Alright, finishing this off, we get the radioactive bee, which does require nuclear bee. So you have to have done both of those to get this. And also another level 9 bee. So this is 2 level 9s. That's a double whammy there. So it's still level 10, but that 10 hides the fact that there's 2 level 9s in here. The glittering bee comes from the precious branch, and you can either watch my precious video, the precious, or you can go visit the precious branch yourself and take a look. I have left some stock in all of these for you guys to experiment with yourself if you wish. But let's grab the radioactive princess. It's a princess. Excellent. That one took 13 generations as well. Not too quick on the breeding. And also not quite a purebred, but close enough. So I will leave these here for you, and let's look one final time at the output. You're going to get the radioactive queen to give you one drone, just like all the others. Chances at that barren comb, and I don't have any left. I used them for filling this up. The radioactive comb, which will only give you about half a stack of the beeswax and only a quarter stack of the honey drops, but it will give you about half a stack of uranium ore, which is excellent. But that is pretty much it for this. There aren't any bee species that are using any of these bees to create them, so this is pretty much the end of the line for this, but you can get some of the more useful traits, including the uranium, and use it in another bee, like some higher productivity or longer life bee or whatever. However you want to combine them, that's up to you. But that's going to have to be it for this video, so thank you very much for watching. I hope this information was helpful and useful and answered any questions you may have had. But if you do have any questions or comments or suggestions, please feel free to leave them in the comment section below, and I will do my best to respond as quickly and promptly as possible. If you like this video and you like what I'm doing here, please feel free to give me a like. I do appreciate that. And if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe so you know when my future content comes out. But this is where I'm going to have to wrap up. So thank you once again for watching. This is Thorn of Night, and I will talk to you later.